So I'm using like an almost white web page that's open up on the monitor in front of me to light this shot because I'm too lazy to reach past here to turn on the light in the booth. But I wanted to share something with you, and that is how much my voice has changed over the past like 20 years. So and it's been intentional. But I want you to hear. I want you to stick around and hear what my voice sounded like back when I started making content. So check this out.
From the mind of Mark Yoshimoto Nemcoff.
Dateline Tokyo, 7 diners were sickened and nearly paralyzed after eating improperly prepared blowfish testicles served by an unlicensed sushi chef. According to experts, testicles haven't caused this much shortness of breath since Harry Potter got naked on Broadway. These are the things I learned this week. Things got a little awkward this week on Larry King Live when Larry told this droll anecdote from his life.
Bob, in that regard, my younger son, Cannon, he is 8. And he now says that he would like to be black.
It later went from awkward to just plain sad when the audience finally realized that what the kid actually meant was that he'd rather be somebody else's son. Embattled Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich's media tour included the revelations that he considered appointing Oprah to Obama's vacant Senate seat, and that on the day he was arrested on charges of corruption, he compared his own plight to that of Gandhi, Mandela, and Martin Luther King. Though many had been pleading with Blagojevich to just resign from office, recent polls show that most are in favor of allowing him to keep his super-duper Mega Imagination Club membership card and coonskin cap. Former French President Jacques Chirac had to be hospitalized after being mauled by his clinically depressed poodle. This just in, apparently Chirac did not fight back, and Frenchmen do taste like chicken. Oh, the horror! Someone has vandalized the Olsen twins' star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, scribbling the words "fur hags" in black magic marker. A spokeswaif for the Olsens claims it's all just a big misunderstanding and cites this photo as evidence that at least one of the Olsens doesn't wear fur, but is just suffering from bulimia-induced molting. And finally, ladies, if you're feeling the cold, harsh sting of no more $400 dinners out or day-long shopping sprees and spa visits because your beau has fallen on hard times, you may want to consider joining Dating a Banker Anonymous. I am not making this up. A support group to help ex-Wall Street wives and girlfriends cope with the inevitable relationship fallout caused by the current financial crisis. As with most support groups of this nature, Dating a Banker Anonymous has its own 12-step program. Admit that you are powerless to stop the economic debacle that has ruined your life. Know that it's okay to cry on the shoulders of the women with whom you've been competing against for the attentions of the same pool of douchebaggy men. Reacquaint yourself with your children in order to console them over the loss of their nanny. Realize the only plastic surgery in your future is watching your credit cards get cut up in front of you. Rekindle relationships with all those fugly friends that you've been ignoring on Facebook. Try not to throw up in your mouth at the thought of sleeping with average guys in order to get a hot meal. Get more familiar with the term employment application. Make an attempt to develop a personality that is not both repulsive and repugnant. 2 words: dollar menu. Accept the fact that if and when the market rebounds, you'll be that much older. Understand that you're no different from millions of women around the world who are just like you. They're just called prostitutes. And step 12, welcome to the real world, spoiled bitches. This is Mark Yoshimoto Nemcoff, and these are the things I learned this week. Bye-bye now.
So that was Things I Learned This Week, which was a video show that I created as a spin-off from my audio podcast, Pacific Coast Hellway. Things I Learned This Week was a bit on the show, a weekly bit, that I turned into a video show. and it ended up being extremely successful. It got me a TV gig. it got me it got me it opened the door for a bunch of things. So I mean, I owe a lot to it, but it's funny looking back at it now, and I hear my voice how it was back then, and my voice. I have worked very hard over the last the last 13, 15 years to try to make to try to find my real true voice. Because what I was using before was really just like a head voice, like a screaming head voice, which was really my voice for everything. And I learned to talk from my diaphragm. I learned how to breathe properly. I learned how to use my voice properly. But that's what my voice used to sound like. And the reason I'm just pointing this out now is I find it very fulfilling and also amusing at the same time to go back and hear what my voice sounded like back in 2008, 2009. I had started Pacific Coast Hellway in 2005. So this year will mark the 20th anniversary of me starting my first podcast. And that that opened up a whole bunch of doors. Got me into Playboy magazine. Like I said, it got me on TV, all kinds of stuff. So it was amazing. But, I was able to do it. I was able to do it with the voice I had back then, which just cracks me up because it's just such a funny sounding voice to me now. But let me get back to the point. The point is that I've been able to find my true voice through a lot of practice, through a lot of voice maintenance, and just honing my technique. So for those of you out there, and I see this quite a bit. I feel like I'm bearing the lead, but for those of you out there who say you hate your voice, I was once one of you. I used to really hate my voice. And, but, it was one of those things where over time I was able to correct the inadequacies with my voice and find my real voice. So, if you do hate your voice, you can actually change or fix your voice. You really can. And I don't know if I can teach you how to do what I did, but it does involve really just finding, doing vocal exercises like strengthening your voice and learning how to breathe properly when you talk and learning how to speak from your diaphragm. And, really about everything in my old voice was really all tweeter. And now I'm connecting the woofer and the tweeter so I can get more chest resonance and more resonance in general and, really just have kind of the voice that I've always wanted to have. But anyway, so long story short, I just wanted to show you this and just give you an idea that, you can fix your voice. So anyway, but things I learned this week, man. That was it was truly a lot of fun back then. And I was actually thinking I may bring that show back because I really enjoyed doing it. And just do it from the booth. But I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, all right, until next time. This is Mark Yoshimoto Nemkov, fading to black. And bye-bye now. Bye-bye.